Se é pra isso eu já aceitei. Eu tô dentro, eu assino onde for, assino com meu...
But you did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
It's revenge. What do you mean?
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro? You tripping?
So I got one question. How did we get here? And why? Just why? Let's go ahead and get into this, man. Cue that intro.
I must be a criminal.
Yo.
Keep it talking minimal.
Yo.
Cause most of it's subliminal. And
Yo.
it'll put you in a critical.
Yo.
Used to be invisible. They would refer to me as mythical. Sipping on mystic, yeah, I sip it slow. Not on my level, not on your tippy toes. Walking the back and I yell, give me those. Hot as a stove, yeah, I'm wearing Fendi clothes. I want my spot, yeah, look at Wendy knows. My niggas eating, they getting minerals. If you throw shots, you know my mineral. Up on your block, now you looking pitiful. Tinted the windows, I need a minute, yo. All of your misses all mad and miserable. You picked the wrong time to pick a fight. Your bitch a dyke, she thinks she Ike. You sipping on a drink, a spike.
Hello, this is the Bowman Comics. Sorry, you guys, that I've been gone for so long. I've honestly been dealing with life, but I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the video. So we're here to talk about the Teen Titans. Well, quote unquote Titans. Pretty much, I guess, trying to be edgy, but we're here to talk about Titans. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, I hated this show with a passion. It's like it burned my childhood to the ground, basically. And I know there's different adaptations, but it's kind of bullcrap. And that's what we're here to talk about. So let's actually get into it. So at first, when I first heard about it being another Titans, I was like, okay, well, what kind? And then they said live action. I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. I was thinking that they were going to do more along the lines of giving Teen Titans a 7th season, you know, because they were supposed to have one, but it got canceled for some unknown reason. But that's weird. That's suspicious. But I didn't think anything of it. And then they gave out the casting roles. And I'm like, okay, so Nana Diop. And we're going to actually get into that around when I start talking about Starfire. But I was like, okay, okay, I don't have a problem with it. Just a little bit worrying because I don't want to go there, but it's a little worrying. Okay, anyways. So I was like, whatever, we'll just have to wait until stuff comes out. Then the set photos came out and I'm just like, oh no, why does Starfire look like that? I'm like, what is going on? And then what is going on with Raven? What is going on with Beast Boy? Beast Boy didn't look as bad. And honestly, if they didn't give him the green skin, I was cool with it. Like, I was like, okay, well, I guess he turns into stuff. But he only turns into one thing, but I'm going to get into him too. So what I'm here to do is pretty much give a review, a spoiler-free review, short spoiler-free review, and then a kind of spoiler review. I'm not going to get into much. I'm pretty much going to be shredding on how much I hate this show, to be totally honest. Alright, so this Teen Titans is a reimagining. It's a total reimagining, total uprooting of I guess the one we love from 2003. You guys know who I'm talking about, the fans of Teen Titans. So pretty much they're taking the dark turn that DC's doing. I thought they were done with that. I honestly thought they were done with that. Though they made jokes about that in Harley Quinn, Harley Quinn's little cartoon show, about how dark it was, and I thought they was stopping this stuff. I guess not. They're not done. They weren't done. And I know I'm late to the party too, about talking about this. I'm just now getting to it. And so, hey, better late than never. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to structure it up. I'm going to do the review of the show first, and then I'm going to do the character analysis and powers and pretty much the differences between the animation of 2003 characters to this adaptation of characters, and why I hate it so much. Because you can do a dark turn of it, but it has to be done right, and I don't think they did it right at all. They could have done a so much better job if they wanted to do it dark. I honestly don't understand why they would, because Teen Titans has never been dark. You can really debate on saying that the Judas Contract was dark, but even then it wasn't really dark. And that's really what I want to talk about too, is because Teen Titans was never dark, so I don't understand why would they do a Teen Titans and then do it dark. Like, what? It's Teen Titans. It's Titans, I guess. But anyways, let's get into this review, and yeah. So, Titans. The Titans show is entertaining. It's entertaining, but the crazy thing is, which is really crazy to me, is the most interesting things about the show is not the Titans themselves. It's literally, like the side characters, like Hawk and Dove and the Doom Patrol, and it's sad because like for a show that's named Titans, you would think, oh, we're gonna be attached to the actual Titans, but how they do the adaptation it's terrible. It's actually laughable, because it's funny, because as soon as you get to episode 4 of the Doom Patrol, because that's when they come in, it's like someone took over, like literally, like it was a totally different show, just came in out of nowhere, of like Oscar worthy. I don't even know how to explain it. And it's just like out of nowhere, it just gets really good. Just for that 4th episode, and then you get to the Hawk and Dove episode, and I think that's episode 9, and oh my god, the directing, the visuals, the story of Hawk and Dove. I cried. I legit cried. I was like, what the hell? What is this? Why didn't the Titans get this development? Where their development? Where any of these characters' development? How did Hawk and Dove get more development than them? And this is their show. It was crazy to me. I literally laughed afterwards when I thought about it. Like, are you serious? But pretty much this show is good. It's entertaining, you know, especially for if you're a Hawk and Dove fan or a Doom Patrol fan. Doom Patrol fans are rare, but if you're one of those fans, you're gonna love it. And if you're not, that's probably the best part of the story that you're gonna love, is that part. The Titans, they're okay, they're just not connected, and I don't understand how Hawk and Dove is connected as they are. Like, I feel like, were they separate producers? Like, they do say there's a bunch of different producers, and I have to check that out and read that, but I'm just like, it's like they're telling totally different stories. Like, somebody took over this part, like whoever took over the Doom Patrol part and the Hawk and Dove part, y'all should did the whole show. Okay, I'm sorry, whoever did, you're terrible. But anyways, the show is okay. It's entertaining. I found myself, I'm not gonna lie, skipping through a little bit of it, and not to get too spoilery, but there's a couple character arcs with the Teen Titans, like Ravens. I don't understand why are they doing the story arc of Trigon in the first season? The first season? Are you kidding me? Do you know how long it took the original to get to that point? You can't do something like that. Like, Trigon is like one of the biggest like story arcs in the Teen Titans. For them, it took the Teen Titans 2003. It took them 4 seasons to get to that. 4 whole seasons. And you're setting up yourself for failure if you think that you're going to do it in the first season, unless they gave you a bigger budget, and they didn't, because I watched the show. It's shitty, and that's what do you expect? I don't understand. And you set yourself up for failure. You should have done something small, introducing the team. The team should have been together by third episode, and they're not. The team gets together, literally, you guys. This is not a spoiler, but they get together at the end of the show. It takes them so long to get together to the end of the show. And I hated it. I'm like, why did it take this long? The second season is going to be about them working as a team. That should have been the whole first season. They're not even a team at the end, which is crazy. That's why I'm like, I don't understand who was directing, who had control of the Teen Titans in the show. Because, like, you did a bad job. I'm sorry. I know people worked on this really hard. Especially you can tell by the Doom Patrol and Hawk and Dove. But you really dropped the ball. And I'm upset about it. I really am. Because it could have been done so much better. And I think that's the thing that hurts the most. Because I'll say this about Starfire. I'm going to get into this more. I don't want to get too much into it because I want to get into it when I talk about Starfire later in this when I do the character analysis. But I got used to Starfire and the hair and the dress. I was like, okay, they're doing this. Fine. Then she does something that's against her character. She does something and I can't say anything. You know what? I'm going to finish up this. I'm going to tell you guys in a minute because that's going into spoiler territory. So let me just say this. The story is shitty for the Teen Titans. Everybody else, fantastic. Just for Teen Titans, it's bad. And I'm not kidding. Like, you have to watch the show to understand what I mean. How it's structured. It's how it's structured doesn't make sense. And then by the end of the show, the finale is a bunch of bull crap. It's really bull, and it pisses you off too. That finale pisses you off. It really does. And it adds in a dream sequence that's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. That dream sequence could have been finishing up the ending, the show. And because I seen the first episode of the second season, and they literally wrap up what happens at the end of the first season like that. And I'm gonna tell you when I get into spoiler things. But pretty much the story of the Titans has no structure to it. It has no beginning, middle, or end. It just has events that are happening. And that's the only way that I can really explain it. This is just for anybody that don't want to hear spoilers. Listen, this is your warning to leave now. Leave now. Please leave. If you want to watch the show, go watch it. Because I'm about to spoil the ending. Because I'm about to go into it. So, they fight Trigon at the end of season 1. Stupid. Because literally, he takes over Robin, and then that's the end of the first season. Then in the second season, the first episode, she takes out Trigon. Raven takes out Trigon and has control over her powers like that. It's bullshit. It's that type of Sally Sue, that type of Ex Machina shit that I hate. Because you can do a good Ex Machina, you can do a good Sally Sue, but they fuck it all up. She takes out Trigon like that. Like, oh, I got control of my powers. Even though you're in the physical realm, you have your physical body. Let me just put you in a diamond inside my fucking head. Boom. Abracadabra. What the fuck? What happened? Why? It doesn't make sense for the character arc. It's just, it was like, oh god, I have to stop. We have to stop these things. And it's really a piss off. And let me just say this now. For season 1, I hate Raven. I hate her with a burning passion inside of my heart. I really do. I hate the actor playing her. I don't hate the actor. I just hate that actor playing Raven. And how, I guess, they tell her to act. I honestly think it's a mixture between how they told her to act and how she's presenting Raven that I don't like. So, but first, let me get into what I like about the show. What I absolutely like about the show. Before I get into stuff like character analysis and things of that nature. But also, real quick, before I get into that, let me just say this because I totally forgot. Oh my god, I watched the first episode of the second season. That's all I watched because when that shit happened, I was done with it. I didn't watch the second season. I couldn't handle it. So in the beginning of the first episode of the second season, Trigon does what he did to Robin to the rest of Teen Titans. He pretty much goes into their mind, and I guess they have these dream sequences where they give into if they give into their darkest urges, then Trigon takes over their bodies. If they give into the darkest urges, it's only when they defy it is when they can beat Trigon. So everyone gives into their dark urges. All right, for Starfire's character arc, okay, I get it. And plus how they're presenting her, I get it. I understand she gives into it. Robin gives into it, cool. But when it got to Beast Boy, I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. He's the only character that's like his character from 2003. And he gives into his dark urges, and he's the most innocent character in the fucking show. But Raven doesn't? And that's the twist. Raven doesn't. And Raven saves all of them. That's why I checked out. When Raven saved everyone and put Trigon into that diamond into her head, that's when I checked out, because you don't understand. Raven for the first season is the weakest bitch, and I mean not physically, mentally. She's the first person that gives into her fucking dark urges, and you're telling me, you're shitting me, you're telling me that all of a sudden, all along, she out of nowhere, she's just. I can't. But that's the last thing. Let's get into what I liked about the show. I'm sorry. It was just a little bit much for me. It was a little much. So I totally forgot. Also, I liked that Wonder Girl. I liked the way they attached her to Robin's past. They did a very good job with that. And when I say Robin, I'm talking about Dick Grayson. Obviously, though. But they attach her very well, and I love her character. It's like, and it's so freaking crazy. It's like everyone in the show has more character development than the actual Titans. The only one that gets close to a little bit of more character development is obviously Robin. That's obviously why I'm talking about Wonder Girl and him. They have their pasts attached very well, and also Jason Todd. It's really he's really good too. Another thing I want to talk about too is that Robin is a real optimist in the comic books. I actually just watched his backstory, because I'm not as well known into Dick Grayson as other people. But did you know that Dick Grayson is pretty much like the opposite of Batman? And what I mean by that is like how, you know, how Batman's closed off, he doesn't let people in, trust issues, etc. Well, Robin, he's kind of the opposite. He's optimist. He wants to get to know people. He's more of a team player. He's just a positive side of Bruce Wayne, and it's very interesting when you think about it. He's over it, and it's funny because it's like they made Robin to Jason Todd when Jason Todd's already in the show, and I'm just like, why make more evil? I mean, not evil, but why make more damaged characters? I mean, have a little damage, of course, that's what we love, but not to the point where the characters are the same. But I don't want to get too much into it, because that's going into character analysis. Let me continue talking about what I liked about the show. I loved Wonder Girl, even though she barely was in it. When she was in it, she was good. I loved the Lasso. Lasso looked just as good as in the movies, which is crazy. I swear, it's like, I don't know. It's like the show is weird. It's like they have good moments and they have bad moments. And most of the bad moments are with the actual Titans, which is weird. But who else did I like? Robin, Jason Todd, Wonder Girl, Doom Patrol, Hawk and Dove. And that's it. And I talked about the ending and how much I hated it, because nothing happens in the show, which is pretty insane. When you watch a show, nothing happens, and it feels like everything happened in the span of less than a month. Like, not even a month, maybe 3 weeks. Everything happens in 3 weeks, it seems like. So yeah, I think I'm ready to get into the character analysis and what I thought about the characters, because that's what it comes down to. That's basically the only thing you can talk about when it comes to the story, because I shit you not, I kid you not, there's no story, which is odd and crazy now that I'm really thinking of it. You just going through stuff, it's like shit just happens, and it's no story to it. There's no story story. Only story is when you get to Haagen-Dazs. Oh my god. There's no story. Oh my god. Okay, let me stop. So I'm ready to get into the character analysis. All right, so we're going to start with the easy ones. So the first two I'm going to talk about is Robin and Beast Boy. Because their backstory didn't really change. They didn't really mess up Robin or Beast Boy. The only character they really messed up, which is shocking, is not necessarily the best characters, but they're the most interesting, is Raven and Starfire. You know, because they're kind of like stories are like out of this world stories. Like Robin and Beast Boy, their stories are more like experimentation or you know, a dark past, you know, and I just became a vigilante. You know, Starfire's and Ravens are more like mystical and you know, like space worlds, you know, different planets type shit. And so let's start the analysis. So, like I said, I didn't know anything much about Robin until I read up on him. And pretty much the backstory is pretty much the same as in the show, if you've seen the show or if you know the backstory of Robin. At a young age, his parents got in an accident in a circus where they were killed. Now, in some stories, it was an accident. Some stories, it wasn't. But in this story, in TV show, they're saying it wasn't a total accident. I don't know. But anyways, after that, Bruce Wayne adopts him, and he trains him to become his first Robin. So, the story after that is history. Well, not necessarily, because after that, he becomes Robin for a little bit, and then he leaves him. And depending on what story you're going off of, if you're going off of Teen Titans, he goes to the Teen Titans and, you know, pretty much forms the Teen Titans. In other stories, he just becomes Nightwing. So yeah, but we're going to talk about the differences between the most popular version of Titans, Teen Titans. Because anytime you think about Teen Titans, you think about the original, the 2003 Teen Titans. So we're going to be talking about the differences between the two Robins. So the first thing I want to address is the thing that they have in common, which is the biggest thing, and that is the anger issues. And I want to talk about the differences between the two, because where in Titans, you know, he is angry like the whole season, all the way up to the second season. I haven't seen it yet, but I know in the reviews they said he still hasn't dealt with the anger issues, even though they said we're going to be done with that story arc. But he's pretty much still dealing with it, just being angry 24/7, anger issues, beating the shit out of criminals to a bloody pulp, and etc. Whatever, cool. So I'm going to give you an example of the Robin in Teen Titans and how it teaches you a lesson when it comes to anger and what can happen when it comes to consequences.
Time is not on your side.
Fan out. Find it. Shut it down.
Hey, maybe you should stay here and coordinate the search.
What?
Man, when it comes to Slade, you've got issues. Might be better for the team if you sit this one out.
No, there's too much at stake for me to...
Robin, we have not forgotten the last time you faced...
I made a mistake, Starfire. It won't happen again. I can handle it, I promise.
I think you got it.
Yes, please. You may stop now. We are victorious.
Slade's got his finger on the button, and we've got nothing. Does that sound like a victory to you? Tell me everything you know about this. Answer me, now!
I've never seen it before. I don't know anything. Honest!
You said you could handle it. You promised.
We're wasting time.
You know, just because we're trying to catch Slade doesn't mean you have to act like him.
Don't you ever compare me to him. He's trying to destroy the city. I'm trying to save it.
That's not Slade. That's
Robin.
Whoa. No way.
Robin, why are you...
Yo!
What is your deal?
Not a word, Robin. They're not your friends anymore.
What are you doing?
Robin.
Excellent, Robin. I'm pleased. You're already proving to be the perfect apprentice.
This deal can't last forever.
It can. And it will. The Titans still have no idea that my Chronoton detonator was more than a decoy. Now that my probes are inside their bodies, they could remain undetected for years, decades. Unless, of course, you disobey me, and I decide to destroy your former friends with a push of the button.
Sooner or later, you'll let your guard down. I will get that controller. And the instant they're out of danger, you will pay.
That sounds...
Do not move.
I thought I told you to use that blaster. Attack! Now!
Robin, you are my best friend. I cannot be in a world where we must fight. If you are truly evil, then go ahead. Do what you must.
Starfire, no!
Robin! I gave you an order. If you won't attack, my probes will.
Stop! Please stop!
Attack, Robin. It's the only way to save them. Attack with everything you've got.
Robin!
I'm sorry.
That's my boy. Robin doesn't need any friends. This is the price of your disobedience, Robin. Now do as I command. Attack!
No.
Robin!
Slade. If I lose my friends, you lose your apprentice. And I know how you hate to lose.
Okay, so just to give a little context of what happened in that Pacific episode is Robin was dealing with anger issues towards Slade. He had a furious hatred towards Slade. They never really explored where that came from, but anyways, he had these anger issues and this anger with Slade, and it got to the point where he was putting the team at risk. I really think everybody should watch that episode, and all this is in the first season. All this character development I'm about to show you with each character analysis I do is only going to be for the first season of the Teen Titans. So just amazing. But anyways, so because of how reckless he is, he puts his own team in danger to the point where they get entrapped by Slade, and Slade makes Robin bend to his will, and it's all his fault in a way because of his rushing in without his team, his anger taking over his better judgment, and because of that, it put his team in dire danger. And pretty much at the end of the episode, he learns a valuable lesson to not let his anger get the best of him, and that really doesn't pop up in any of the more of the seasons. That was just a one and done thing. It was just one episode. He learned how to control his anger. Not learned, but you know what I mean. He developed character development, and he realized that I can't do this anymore. My team almost died because of me. My friends almost died because of me. And they came to, and he pretty much like, oh, well, I'm sacrificing myself to them. If they die, I'm dying, you know. And pretty much the whole thing is he learned a lesson. You know what I mean? Well, he didn't say it necessarily trying to do suicide. He knew Slade was going to spare him if he got infected too. But pretty much I love that it's a lesson at the end. And as you're about to see with these other character analysis, when it comes to comparison to these characters, there's always a lesson. And there's no lesson when it comes to the Titans show. There's no lessons, but for the Teen Titans, there's always a lesson. Okay, so Beast Boy is up next. So Beast Boy's backstory is actually very interesting. I did not know him like I thought I did. So there's his original and there's his New 52. I hate all the New 52s except for Wonder Woman's. Love hers. But everybody else's can eat shit, especially Starfire's. We're going to get to that. So, he lives in South Africa when he was a kid. His father moved him and his mother to South Africa because he wanted, he's a scientist and he wanted to experiment with different animals' genes, turn back the gene dial when it comes to certain animals, like lizards turn back into dinosaurs, etc., etc. He was pretty much splicing genes and trying to figure out a way to master that. So as he's doing this, Gar ends up getting infected by some type of South African disease, and ends up coming close to death. And so when he was on the verge and pretty much he completed his work, he came in to tell his family, and he finds out his son is sick and he's about to die because there's no cure to disease. So I can't remember what the virus was called, but just know it's a South African virus, probably a made one. So he decides to experiment on his son to save his life. So he gets him in the lab and shoots down this beam that turns him into a monkey, because the monkeys are known to fight against viruses like these, their immune system. So turn him into a monkey for a short period of time so his body can fight against the virus. And after it did that, when he turned back, because he was a green monkey, and when he turned back, he had green skin as well as green hair. And so the mother was worried about that, but he said, hey, let's just be lucky that he's alive and he's okay. So he ends up climbing up a tree, like later on in the story. And his mother and him noticed how good he was at it, like almost like a monkey, because has reflexes. And so his mother gets attacked by a snake, and he protects his mother by changing it to another animal that's the enemy towards the snake and kills it. And his mother's like, oh my God, you can turn into animals. And then his father found out, and his father was like, well, son, listen, we got to keep this a secret between us, because if anybody ever found out that you can do these special abilities, they'll take you away from us. So, story of every superhero's life. But long story short, later into the story, there ended up being a storm, some type of huge storm, to the point where it was blowing their house down and it was engulfed by water. They had to get on a makeshift boat, and they were swimming towards this cliff. And so his family was like, hey, Gar, turn to a bird, fly away. Please, son, fly away. He's like, I don't want to leave you. They're like, you need to leave. You need to live your life. You need to survive. You know, and it was really sad. So he ends up turning to a bird and flying and having to watch his family die, which is really dark. Like a really dark turn that I was not expecting. And after that, he ends up with a Doom Patrol. So that's how he ends up with the Doom Patrol, is after his parents died, he go to the Doom Patrol. Or he found a Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol found him, either way. So Beast Boy is the only one that's most like his character in the Teen Titans. So there's nothing really to complain about, because he's literally the only one that they didn't completely fuck up. So we're gonna just show a couple clips of how they could have done him, I guess you can say, better. And some of his traits, because that's all, because they really didn't do anything wrong with him. So I don't have any gripes about it. They did him good. Except for the green skin. And I wanted to talk about that too, because the reason why I said that I'm okay with the green skin not being on Garth versus Starfire, because Starfire is born with that orange skin. It's not like something experiment happened where she got that orange skin. That's what she was born with. That's what her race had, is that orange skin. For Gar, that skin happened in an experiment, a science experiment. It's not his identity. It's not something he was born with. And that's why I was like, okay, I don't really care about the green skin. It would be nice if he had it, but I don't really care about it because it's not a part of him. Exactly. You know what I mean? It'll be nice. Like, definitely green hair. Something that on him got to be green. His eyes and his hair got to be green at least. If it's his skin, not going to be green. But yeah, let me stop with the rambling and show you the clips.
Come on! It's got to be around here someplace. Ugh, I don't believe this. How could you lose the remote?
What makes you so sure I lost it?
'Cause you're you?
Hey, just because I lost that video game.
And the toothpaste, and my football, and the waffle iron.
Things disappear. How am I supposed to know where they go?
Well, how am I supposed to watch TV without a remote?
Simple. You just get up and change the channel.
Don't even joke like that.
I wasn't joking.
Good, because it wasn't funny. Now either help us look for the remote or go back to your
This
nasty
is a
old
pointless
book
argument over a useless device. You are wasting your energy and disrupting my concentration.
I'm telling you, I didn't.
Black olive mushroom.
Like onions.
Pepperoni.
Anchovies?
Can we please just order something?
As long as it's vegetarian.
Come on, man. How can you deny me the all-meat experience?
Dude, I've been most of those animals.
I suggest a large pizza with pickles, bananas, and mint frosting.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, yes, truly, thank you so much for saving us.
He saved you? Hello? I was there too, you know.
You stopped Triton from kebabbing us with that souped-up shrimp fork?
Way to go!
Well, I was gonna, but...
I'm Aqualad. Sorry I didn't introduce myself earlier. We Atlanteans try to keep a low profile.
Good job. Don't think anybody even noticed you.
You are from Atlantis?
And so is Trident.
Consider yourself an honorary Teen Titan. We couldn't have done it without you. Thanks.
Right back at you. It's good to know there's people up here I can trust.
And it's good to know there's folks down there who can fix a hyperjet.
Bye, Raven. Starfire.
It was nice to meet you.
Oh, very, very, very nice.
What can I say, dude? You're the best.
Nah, you're the best.
Yeah, you're right. And if you ever want me to prove it, I'm always up for a race.
Just try and keep up.
So as you can see, Beast Boy was the comic relief of the group, along with Cyborg. Sadly, Cyborg is not in the team. Well, actually, no, not sadly. Thankfully, he's not in that shit, because they would fuck him up too. He's actually in a Doom Patrol. They actually give him a great backstory, and he just overall better over there, Doom Patrol. I wish people that made Doom Patrol would have took on Titans. I'm kind of just upset about Titans altogether, because it could have been a great show. Could have been a great show. As good as Doom Patrol, because guys, watch Doom Patrol. If you haven't watched Doom Patrol, check out Doom Patrol. I know I'm talking about Doom Patrol right now. Let me go back to my point I was making. So these clips were kind of capturing his personality more than anything, and because he doesn't get much character development in Titans at all. And so these videos that I'm going to show, because it's going to be a lot more than these, it's going to be on Ravens and Starfires, kind of showing him being like the team mascot, team player. Like, you're gonna see more of him pretty much. So yeah. Okay, you guys, so editing is something else. Honestly, I've been working on this video for like months now, like, and it's only been my own fault. I would have been done with this video if I was really working on it for a month, but like I said in the beginning of the video, life happens, and sometimes, you know, you gotta adjust. You know, so the video was supposed to be out like months ago, but I'm finally finishing it up, you guys. You're gonna see part 2 very soon, probably next week. I'm trying to spread them out, because I'm gonna work it out, you guys, as a YouTuber, because I'm new, is I'm going to release at least 3 videos a month, at least. You're gonna very much so see at least 3 videos a month or more, but 3 you're definitely gonna get. I'm trying to make it I'm trying to make sure that I do this constant, you know what I mean, so I can build a fan base for my own voice, and for you guys to hear my voice, and for you guys to come in and say what you're gonna say, and, you know, let's have a conversation. But so anyways, you're gonna see part 2 very soon. And so yeah, because this thing ran over like 2 hours, man. Oh my god. This video has been a roller coaster, but you guys, I appreciate the love, I appreciate the likes. Just make sure you guys have a conversation in the comments. Since I'm a new channel, I'll definitely get to your comments, especially the newcomers. Just like, let's have a conversation. What do you guys think? Do you disagree with me, or do you not agree with me? I mean, I said disagree, not agree with me. Do you agree with me or disagree with me? You know, how do you feel about the subject? And I know I got you with the thumbnail, because, but I'm going to speak on that in the second video. So just be ready for that, because in the second video, I'm going to go into Ravens and Starfire's backstory and things that I don't like about them. So you definitely, if you like this video, definitely check out the second video. And if you like Raven and Starfire, definitely check out the part 2 of this, because it's really important. And I get into the nitty-gritty of their character and what makes them who they are. So please check out that video if you like this video, or if you just like the characters again. And yeah, leave me a like or dislike. If you like the video, leave me a like. If you didn't like the video, don't leave me a like. I mean, you know, just give me feedback. You know what I mean? Any feedback is good feedback. And yeah, just be on the lookout for the second video. It was nice talking to you guys. You guys have a very blessed day. You guys stay safe out here. And subscribe to the Bowman Comics.